All right, Joint Facility Revenue Counts, Part 1201, Railway Company, Serve the Transportation Board, Title 49, Chapter 10, 120. Joint Facility, the primary account with the include with its general account with the design of the show of the carrier, proportional revenue collected with the other connection with the operation. Joint Facility, the amount of the payable to carry the other company with the operation. Joint Facility, 121. Joint Facility credit with the account shall include the carrier's proportional revenue collected by other connection with the operation of the joint track railroad terminals, other facility including revenue, hotels, restaurants, grain, elevators, sail power, the other miscellaneous operations. No A and B. 122. Joint Facility debt. The account shall include the proportional revenue operation of the joint track with the yard terminal for the other facility creditable with the other companies include revenue from the hotels, registry, restaurants, grain, elevators, sale of the power, other miscellaneous operations. No A. Operating expenses accounts. Instruction operating expense account with 6-digit code, first 2-digit denote the natural expenses, second digit denote activity, sub-activity, third 2 digits denote the detailed functions, and the C table A for overview of the code instruction, B and E the detailed function operating expense, accounting explanation, 3 tier format of the section 1 containing the natural expense explanation, applicable activity, sub-activity function agreement, section 2 detailed activity, sub-activity explanation, section 3 explain functions appropriate to each of the activity, sub-activity, obtain complete explanation, particular account refer to section 1 located with the natural expenses, activity, sub-activity, first 4 digits. Read the appropriate account, text of the account, their assigned functions appropriately listed. Further information refer to section 2 and 3. All accounts labeled in table 1A, table A, and section 1 and 3 only refer to table F for the applicable passenger common account codes. Accounting number designated with the asterisk. Section 1 denoted freight only accounts. The other accounts are used in both freight and passenger common accounts. 4. All expenses assigned to common and operating accounts should be accounted to freight and passenger accounts in accordance with the Part 1242 chapter. And then shows these charts, and there should be operating expenses accounts, and that's page 68. Alright, we've only been recording for 2 minutes, so I'm going to keep going. Operating expense account, section 1, natural expense explanation, personal control 10,000. Account based on the control account with the personal salary, wages, fringe benefits include with the compensation, salary, wages, in control 11,000. Account series include with the compensation payable to employees, service performed, include with the amount payable in connection with the profit sharing with the stocking options with the part of employees' compensation. The accounting series include with the amounts of the compensable payable to the employee with the paid time, off its fringe benefit, vacation pay, holiday pay, sick pay, other payment consideration, and direct compensation for the time not worked, amounts of labor billed with the contractor of the other company's joint facility not consider the salaries and wages of the carrier company would not include the account with the group and components that distributed in the following accounts in accordance with the instruction 112. Salary, wages, and structure running 1111X. The account included the compensation of all the repair of the made employee with the other associated repair maintenance for the carrier of the roadway, the track on line, road, outside classification yards, compensated will pay off the technical clerical employees shall be assigned to the way of the structure of this account shall be subdivided the following functions: repair of maintenance, roadway, tunnels, subways, bridges, culverts, ties, railways over the track material, bales, signals, interlocking highway grade crossing, dismantling, retired property, road property, equipment, and other damage, and other. Salaries, way of the construction, switching 1112, double X account included the compensation pay of all the repair and maintenance employed with the other associated with the repair and maintenance of the carriers, roadway track classification, yard station compensation payable to the officers, the technical clerical employees shall be assigned with wage structure other than the account shall be divided in the following instruction: repair, maintenance of roadway, tunnels, subway, bridges, culverts, ties, roadway, other track materials, ballast, signal signs, interlocking, highway grade crossing, dismantling, retired property, road property, equipment, and other. Salaries, ways of the structure other than 1113 double X. The account included the compensation payable to repair maintenance for the employee with the other with the associated repair maintenance of the carrier structure other than roadway track with the administrator of the account with the function 0206. The included the compensation payable to the officer, the technical clerical employees associated with the wage structure activity. This account is to be subdivided the following function: administrative, the tracks, bridge, building, signal, communication, other, repair, maintenance, communication system, power system, station, offer, buildings, shop buildings, locomotive shop building, freight with the shop building, other, locomotive service facility, the insulating buildings, structures, and structures, terminal, or terminals, trailer on flat car, container on flat car, terminals, marine terminals, motor vehicle, the loading and the distribution facilities other than specialized for the operation, roadway, machines, snow removal, the dismantling, road property, retired property, road property, equipment, and other damages, salaries, Wages, equipment, the locomotive 1121 XX, the account include with the compensation of all of the officers, technical, clerical, employee of the repair maintenance, the employee of the others, and associated with the repair maintenance, the locomotive they are owned, the carried by other, the account shall be subdivided the following functions: administrative, general, the repair maintenance, the dismantling, retired property, the locomotive, road property, the equipment and property, other equipment damage, other property, and other sales, wages, equipment, freight card 1122 XX, so the account will include with the compensation payable to all of the technical, clerical, the repair maintenance, the employee of the other, associated with the repair maintenance, freight cards, whether owned or carried by other accounts shall be subdivided the following account function: the administrator of the general repair maintenance, the dismantling, retired property, the freight car, the road property, equipment, the other damage for the other. All right, salaries, wages, equipment, other equipment, 1123. XX, the account include the compensation of all of the officers, the technical, clerical, employees, railroad maintenance, employee with the other words associated with the repair maintenance, the equipment, the locomotive, freight cars, whether they own the care of the other words, accounting subdivided with the following function: administrative, general, repair, maintenance, dismantling, retired property, trucks and trailer, container, the revenue, serve the loading, and equipment, the revenue, with the serve the passenger, other the revenue, serve the worker, other non-revenue, equipment, road property, equipment damage of the shop, the machinery, the locomotive, the machinery, shop machinery, equipment, and other. Salary, wages, transportation, train 1131 XX, so the account include with the compensation payable the officer, technical, clerical, and managing the train crews, and other operational employees associated with the dispatching, operating of the freight of the train roadway outside of the classification yard of the account shall be subdivided the following functions: administrative, general, operation, engine crew, train crew, the dispatching crew, operating, switching, signal, interlocking, retarded, hump, the operating drawbridge, highway crossing, protection, train inspection, lubrication, clearing, wrecking, clearing wrecks, the locomotive, fuel, the electrical power, purchase of the power, motive power, servicing locomotives, and other. Salaries, wages, transportation yard 1132 XX. The account include the compensation payable to the officer for the technical, clerical employees, the engine, train crew, the other operational employee with the associated with the movement of the freight cars within the classification yard terminal, switch with the transfer, serve the account shall be subdivided in following structure functions: administrative, general, operation, switch with the signal, with the interlock, the retard, with the hump, the clearing, wreck, with the switch, control of the controlling operation of the yard terminal, clerical, the locomotive, fuel, the electrical power, purchase of the produced for the motive and power servicing and locomotives, and other. All right, your salary, wages, transportation, train yard, you're calling 1133 XX. The account include the compensation payable to the officer for them performing the function include the behalf of the both of the yard and train operation of the account shall be subdivided following function: the operation of the cleaning of the car interior, the adjusting the transfer, loading, car loading devices, grain doors. Salary, wage, transportation, specialized with 1134 XX. Accounts include the compensation payable to all of the transfer, train, technical, clerical employees, other operational employees, associated operating service, specialized nature of the call, with characteristics, specialized service, the designated of the board appear within the explanation of this activity, activity, action, accounting subdivided in the following factors: functions: administrative, general, operation, pick up the delivery of the marine line, haul of the rail line, substitute, service the loading, unloading, local marine protective services, and other. Alright, salary, wages, transportation, administrative, support 1135 XX. Account include the compensation of all of the officers associated with the director, support with the transportation activity, further clarification, explanation, administrative support with the operation sub-activity, each of the accounts subdivided the following function: administrative, general, the operation, clerical, account employee, the communication system, operational, law, the damage claim, the processing, other. Okay, salary, wages, general, and administrative 1161 XX. The account will include the compensation for the all of the employee with the associated with overall administrative, the other general support with the carrier operation, overall administrative, include the exit of the legal, financial, treasury, accounting, budgeting, taxing, corporate planning, of the costing of the marketing, advertising, traffic, the corporate, secretary of the public relations, real estate, the insurance, administrative, personal, administrative, the pension plan, administrative, the general purchasing, labor regulations, the internal auditing, industrial engineer, regulatory reporting, further clarification, further explanation of the general administrative activity, the account shall be subdivided in following functions: administrative, general accounting, auditing, financing, marketing, sales, industrial development, personal labor relations, legal, secretary, public relations, advertising, research, development, and other. Fringe benefits not included in the compensation 120000. Account series include the amount of the other and off the expense of the employee benefits which are not considered the direct compensation. These benefits include the carrier portion of railroad retirement contributions, expenses, fund expenses, unemployment taxes, denial dental plans, health plans, hospitalization, insurance, life insurance, subside the employees' lunchrooms, company entertainment facility with the personal use of the other benefits of employment not incredible with the direct compensation. They exclude the travel expense of the company business casualties, woman compensation, as well as the dues of the membership. Similar items when the direct beneficiary is clearly company rather than employee. Fringe benefits does not include the compensation way of structure the running. Fringe benefits does not include the compensation way of structure switching. Fringe benefits does not include the compensation way of structure other. Fringe benefits does not include the compensation equipment the locomotive. Fringe benefits does not include the compensation equipment the freight cars. Non-fringe benefits does not include the compensation equipment or other equipment. Fringe benefits does not include in compensation transportation train. Fringe benefits does not include the compensation transportation yard. Fringe benefits does not include the compensation transportation train and yard. Common the fringe benefits does not include the compensation transportation specialized services. Fringe benefits does not include the compensation transportation administrative support. Fringe benefits does not include the compensation general administration. Alright, material control with the 2000000. The account may be either the control of the account with the material, C with the material supply with the fuel lubricants, material supply with the fuel lubricants, the control of the 21000. The account and group that include the items installed with the commodity that is consumed with the charge with the expend with the connection with the carry of the operation, account with the groups that include the charges, expend with all the material small to the supply of the fuel lubricants, purchase with the standard stationary forms of freight, and the material with the supply with the similar items, account with the group that extent exclude the purchase of the utility communication postage, other items in the similar nature of the components of the distributed of the following accounts. Alright, material supply of the fuel lubricants waive the structure of running of the 2111XX. This account will include the items within some of the commodity that consumed with whichever the target, the expense, the service of the items consumed with the performance support with the repair, maintenance, care of the roadway, the track online roadway, the outside of the classification yards. Either the account includes the charge, the expense of all of the material, small tools, supply with the fuel lubricants, purchase standard stationary form stationary freight, and on the material supply with the similar items and components distributed the following function that corners with the instruction, repair, maintenance, roadway, tunnel, subways, bridges, culvert, ties, road, other track materials, ballast, signals, interlocking, dismantled, retired property, road property, equipment, and other maintenance materials, tools, supply, fuel, lubricant, weighing, and structure switching 2112XX. The account includes the cost of the item and install the commodity, the consumer, the whichever the charge, the expense, the size of the items, consumer, the performance, support, repair, maintenance, the care of road, track with the classification yards, date for the account include the charge, the expense, all the material, small tool, supply, fuel, lubricants, purchase on the standard stationary form of the freight, and material supply with a similar item, the component of the distributed the following function of the corner for the instruction 11.18.118. Alright, repair, maintenance, roadway, 211210. For doing all subway, the bridges, culvert, the ties, any other track material of the ballast, signal, interlock, highway grade, culvert, dismantling, retired property, road property, equipment, or damage of the material, tool, supply, fuel, lubricants, waive the structure other than 2113XX. The account include the cost of the install of the commodity that didn't consume with the charge of the expense, the size of the items consumed with the performance, support with the repair, the maintenance, the care of the structure, not provided the running of the switching. Each for the account include charge the expense with all the material, small tool with the supply with the fuel, lubricants, purchase the standard with the stationary form of freight, and on the material with the supply with similar items of the component. So the small shall be distributed the following function according to the instruction 118. Administer the track of the bridge, signal, the communication of the repair, maintenance, communication system, power system, station, office, building, shop buildings of the locomotive, shop building, freight cars, shop buildings, other equipment, locomotive, service facility, coal terminal, or terminal trailer, on flat car terminal, or other marine terminal, motor vehicle loading and the distribution facility other than specialized services, operation, roadway, machinery, snow removal, dismantling, retired property, road property, equipment, and other damage, and other. Alright, mechanic materials and tool supply, fuel, lubricants, equipment, the locomotives 2121XX account with the include the install of the commodity, the consumer, the charge for the expense of the such items, consumer, the performance, support for the repair, maintenance of the locomotives which are owned and carried by others, account include the charge for the expense of all the material, small tool supply, fuel, lubricants, purchase the standard stationary freight, and non-material the supply with similar items. Its components shall be distributed the following functions according to the 118 administrative general, the repair, maintenance, locomotive, road property, equipment, the damage of the material sources, material tool supply, fuel, lubricants, equipment, the freight car with 2122XX. Asterisk account will include the cost of the install of the commodity of the consumer, the which of the charge of the expense, the list of the items consumed, the performance, support of the repair, the maintenance of the freight cars where they are owned by the carried by others. Account will include the charge of the expense of all material, small tools, supplies, the fuel, lubricants for the freight, and materials and supply with similar items. The component shall be distributed in following functions according to the instruction 118. Administrator of the general, the repair, maintenance of the smelling, retired property of the freight car, the road property with equipment, and damage of their other. Alright, your material, tool, supply, fuel, lubricating equipment other than equipment 2123XX. The account include the cost of the items installed with the commodity of the consumer, which are charged with the expense with the such the items consumed, the performance, support of the repair, maintenance, the equipment of the others. The account include the expense of all the material, small tool supply, lubricant purchase standard stationary from the freight with the material supply with the similar items, the component of the distributed the following function the corner of the instruction 118. Administrative general with the repair, maintenance, dismantling, retired property, trucks, trailers, containers, revenue, serve the floating equipment, the revenue, serve the passenger, other revenue, equipment, the computer and system and word processing equipment, work, other non-revenue equipment, the road property equipment, system equipment damages, shopping machinery, locomotive, shopping machinery, freight cars, shopping machinery, other equipment, and other. Alright, material, tools, supply of fuel, lubricants, and the transportation trains for the 2131XX. The account included the cost of the install of the commodity with which over the charge of the expense, such as the items consumed with the associated with the dispatch with the operating of the freight train with the charge of the expense of the all material, small tools, supply of fuel, lubricants, and purchase, standard stationary form of the freight with the material with the supply of the similar items of the components to be distributed with the following function according with the instruction 118. Administrative the general operation engine, train crew, the dispatching crew, operating switches, signal, interlocker, retarder, humpers, operating drawbridge, highway crossing, protection operation of the train, inspection, lubricating, clear, wrecking, locomotive fuels, electric power, producing the motive power, servicing locomotives, other materials, tools, supply of fuel, lubricants, transportation yard, 2132 XX. That account include the install of the commodity with the consumer, the which are charged with the expense of the special items marked in terminal switching with the transfer. Service of the accounting include the expense of all the materials, small tools, supply of fuel, lubricants, purchase for the stationary form freight, and materials supply similar with a similar item component distributed in the following function with the accordance with the instruction 118. Administrator the general operating switch of the signal with the interlocking retarded humpers, the clear record, switching crew, the clear control operating the yard, terminal clerical, locomotive fuel, electrical power purchase, and motive power signal, servicing locomotive, and other materials, tools, super fuel, lubricants, transportation, train yard, common 2133, train double X. The account includes the cost of the instrument of the commodities consumed, the intro of the expense of the items consumed, the behalf of both the train yard and train and yard operation that include the charge for all of the materials, small tools, supplies, fuel, lubricant supply with the similar with the charge distributed the following functions according to 118. Operation clean car interiors, adjusting, transfer, loading, car loading devices, and grain doors. Material supply with fuel, lubricant, and transportation specialized service 2134 double X. Asterisk. The account include the cost of the installed commodities consumed, which are over the charge of the expense of the such items consumed, the operating services which are specialized with the nature or the character for the specialized service, the designated of the board, appear with the explanation for the specialized service. The account shall be subdivided with the following functions: administrative, the general of the operation, pick up the delivery, the marine line, haul of the railway, substitute service the loading on local marine, protective service the other marine, tool supply, fuel, lubrication, transportation, administrative support to 2135 to double X. This account includes the cost of the install of the commodity, the consumer, the yard charge, the expense of the stuff, the items of the consumer, the associate, and provide the directive of the minister of the support of the transportation activity. Further clarification and explanation of the administrative support operations sub activity account shall be subdivided following functions: administrative, general operation, clerical, accounting, and employee with the communication system operations, low loss and damage claim with the processing, other material, tools, supply, fuel, lubricants, general, and administrative. 2161 AXX account include the other items of the commodity with the consumer, which are the charge of the expense of the of the items and consumer, providing overall the administrative general support of the carrier operation. Further clarification from further definition of the general administrative activity accounting should be divided in the following functions: general audit, accounting, auditing, financing, management, service the data, award processing, marketing, sales, industrial development, legal, secretarial, public relations, advertising, research and development, and other. Control 30.000. Account may be either control of the account over the account's purchase, services, lease, rental with the DR, with the lease, rental with the CR, with the joint facility, dental, DR, with the joint facility, rental, CR, other rentals, DR, with the other rents, CR, with the joint facility, DR, with the joint facility, CR, repairs bill with the other DR, repairs bill with the other CR, other purchase services. Alright, lease friends, debit control 31.000. The account servitors include the rent of the road property equipment over the terms of the 30 days or more with the account with the exhibit, the joint facility, joint the trackage, rent, the insurance, the bank with the elements for the lease payment, the elements for the capital leave, the defined in the FASB, the statement number 13, the lease for the shall include the application property with the account particular as of the lease, then see the instruction 2211B, the components for the nature of the expense with the distributed with the following account with the accordance with the instructions 118, lease the rental of the driveway, direct way with the structural running with the lease rental driveway, DR way, structural switching, lease rental of the DR way with the structure, otherwise lease rental of the DR way, equipment, the lease rental of the DR equipment, the freight car with the lease rental of the DR equipment, the other requirement, other equipment. Alright, lease rental credit control 32.000. The account grew include the rental of the owned property equipment, the install lease for the lease for the roadway property equipment, the terms of 30 days, 1 year for the long term, lease for the inductive for the non-care of the operation, all the revenue expensive related to the such property equipment, the stuff the classified accordingly and excluded from the railroad operation. The county excludes the joint facility, the joint trackage, capital leave the portion with all leases received the covering of the maintenance and insurance of the component for the natural expense of the distribution of the following account with the accordance with the instruction 118, the leave for the rental of the CR ways for the structural the running, the rental of the CR way with the structural switching, lease rental of the CR way with the structural other lease way with the CR the equipment with the rentals and the lease rental with the CR way equipment, the freight with the freight cars. Joint facility rent debit the control with the 33.000. 33.000. The account group is included the amount with the payable to crew with the rent with equipment, the truck of terminals, other facility owned and control of the other carrier with the company with the individual with the joint, which for the accounting with the company participate with the amount with the payable to accounting with the company with the reimbursement of the tax properly jointly you the sub shall be charged with this account with the cost of maintenance of the operation of the ministry of the joint facility chargeable accounting company with the should be charged to the various facility account with the 37.XX with the compensation even the joint facility for the fixed amount of the base for the even the charge per passenger ton car of the other unit fairly appropriate portion between the account and the joint facility DR and 37XXO. For the appointment it shall be made with the operating of the company shall be filed with the accompanying of the company. The joint the component of the natural expense for the consisting of the following accounts: joint facility rental, DR waive the structural running, joint facility rent, DR waive the structural switching, joint facility rent, DR waive the structural other, joint facility rent, DR equipment, the locomotive, joint facility rent with the equipment and freight car, the joint facility rents and DR equipment and other equipment. Alright, your joint facility rent the credit control of the 340000. The accounts here with the include the amount receivable recurve with the rent with the equipment, the track over the terminal for the other facility owned with the control by the accounting with the company, either the joint with the company with the individual's amount receivable other than company reimbursement tax for the properly joint with the useful with the credit with the account with the portion of the cost of the maintenance of the operational and administrative joint facility recover the other with the credit of the various joint facility account 38XXO with the compensation even the joint with the facilities for the amount of the base for the upon the charge per passenger ton cover the other unit shall be fairly apportioned credited between their account with the joint facility of the CR38XXO with the components of the accounts with the carrier should be distributed with the following points: joint facility run with the CR with the structure of the running of the joint facility with the CR wave with the structure of the switching, joint facility with the CR wave with the structure other, joint facility rents with the CR equipment, the locomotive joint facility rents with the CR equipment, the freight car the joint facility rents with the CR equipment, the other equipment. All right, I'm not sure what the CR and the DR means. The other rents for the debit, the control of the 350000, the account group that include with the rent, the term of the 30 days with which are not renewed, that can go with the hotel time and the mileage payment, the interchange, the locomotive, the freight car, the other roof of equipment that have the components of the account with the distributed the following account for the corners with the instruction 118. Other rents for the DR way, the instruction for the running with the other rents for the DR way, instruction for the switching, other rents for the DR way, instruction for the other rents for the DR equipment, the locomotive, the other way, and DR equipment, the freight cars, other rents for the DR equipment, the other equipment. Alright, other rents credit and control 360000 account with involved with rents in terms of less than 30 days which are not renewed. They conclude that all the time the mileage received with the interchange with the locomotive freight charge with the car with the revenue equipment for the higher component with the account with the will be distributed following account with the corners of the instruction 118. Other rents for the wave struck for the running, other rents for the wave struck for the switching, other rents wave struck for the other rents for the equipment, the locomotive, the other rents of the equipment and freight car for the other rents, equipment, the other equipment, and those were CR. The joint facility, the debit, the control 37000. The account includes the joint track, the joint facility cost for the for the rents payable with the railroad to otherwise component with the account with the distributed the following accounts in accordance with instruction 118. Joint facility DR wave the instruction running way with the structure switching way with the other way and structure other facility directing equipment locomotive equipment the freight cars equipment for the other equipment other than other equipment to facility doctor transportation train facility doctor transportation yard facility doctor transportation specialized service facility transportation administrative support facility general and administrative. Okay, joint facility credit control 3800 account group that include the joint track the joint facility cost of the inclusive of the rear end of the payable otherwise the rear with the components of the accounting distributed the following account with the corners with the instruction 118 joint facility with the way of structure running the joint facility with the way of the structure switching facility way of the structure other equipment the locomotive the joint facility the equipment the freight cars joint facility equipment the other equipment joint facility transportation train facility transportation yard facility transportation specialized service facility transportation administrative support and facility general and administrative. Or repairs billed other than debits controlled by the 390000. The account groups include the amount payable to the road other than repair made for the report and railroad properties equipment the component of the accounting shall be distributed the following accounts with the accordance with instruction 118. Or repairs billed other than the DR way with the structure of the running 3911 and XX. The accounts include the applicable payable to the railroad job of the repair with the maintenance of the reporting railroad properties assigned associated with the carrier roadway, the track lane, line way, outside of the classification yards account should be divided with the following function: the railway maintenance road, tunnels, subways, bridges, culverts, ties, rails, other than track materials, ballast, signal, interlocking, highway grade crossing, road property equipment, and damaged repair bills other than the DR way of the structure switching 3912 XX. This account included the payable to the railroad of the repair maintenance for the reporting railway property associated with the carrier of the roadway, the track within classification over the station account with the subdivided with the following functions: repair maintenance roadway, tunnel, subway for the bridge, culvert, the ties, rails, other than track material, the ballast, signal, interlocking, highway grade off the road property equipment, and damages, rail building, other way of the structure other than 3913 XX. The account included the payable to the railroad, other repair of the maintenance of the repair structure other than roadway track with the account shall be subdivided in the following functions: repair maintenance, communication system, power system, station, office building, building, shops, building, locomotive shop, building, freight with the cars, shop buildings, other equipment, the locomotive service facility, the miscellaneous building, construction of the coal terminals or terminals, trailer on flat car container on flat car terminal, other marine terminals with motor vehicle landing of the distribution facilities other than specialized service, the operation roadway machines, snow removal road property equipment and damage, repairs building other than other DR equipment, the locomotive 3921 XX. The account included the payable of the railroad, the other repairs made with the under locomotive sub-activity account subdivided the following of the function of the railway maintenance, repair and made with the locomotive railroad property with equipment, the damage, repairs billed other than DR equipment, the freight cover, the 3923 XX extract, asterisk, the account with increase the payable of the repair with other repair made with the under the freight car sub-activity account subdivided the following account functions, repair maintenance, freight car, the road property equipment, the damage, repairs bills of the DR equipment, other equipment, the 3923 XX. Accounts include the amounts payable to the railroad other than repair with the maintenance equipment that not pertain to the locomotive freight car sub-activity shall be subdivided the following functions. Alright, repairs maintenance of the trucks, trailers, the container of the revenue ship with the floating of revenue, ship with the passenger of the revenue ship with the computer system, word processing, with the work with the other than non-revenue of the railroad property equipment, the damage of the shop, the maintenance of the locomotive shop, the maintenance freight, the shop maintenance machinery, other equipment that repairs bill, the other CR control 400000, the accounts here with the included the amount to pay with the railroad with the repair maintenance out of the road property equipment, the compensate component with the account with the shop with the distribution following instruction including in accordance with the 118. Repairs billed to the other CR way with the structure of the running 4011 XX. The account included the payable of the railroad repair maintenance for the other railroad road and track for the alignment railroad outside of the classification of the account shall be subdivided in the following function: repair maintenance of the roadway, tunnels, subways, bridges, culverts, ties, rails of the track material of the ballast, single angular locks, highway grade crossing railroad property equipment damage. Repair bills other than the GR way the structure switching 4012 to a XX. The account included the payable for the other railroad repair maintenance for the other railroad roadway with the classification order and installation of the shall be divided in the following function: railway repair maintenance of the roadway, the tunnel, subway, subbridges, culvert, the highway, the railway, the other track material, the ballast, signal, interlocking highway grade crossing imperial property equipment and damages. There's rail bills over there, the CR way of the structure other than 4013 XX. The accounts are included the payable for the railroad repair maintenance of the other repair railroad structures of the roadway track for the account shall be subdivided in the following in function for the repair maintenance for the communication system, power system station, other office building, shop building, locomotive shop building, freight, the car shop building, other equipment, locomotive, service facility, the miscellaneous structures. Alright, coal terminals, ore terminals, trailer on flat car container on flat car terminal, other marine terminal, motor vehicle loading and a distribution facility, other specialized service and operation roadway machine, snow removal of the rail property equipment, damages, repair, bills other than CR equipment, the locomotive 4021 XX account, include the payable with the railway repair maintenance for the other railroad locomotive account, subdivided the following: repair maintenance, locomotive railroad property equipment, damage, repair bills, repairs bills the other CR equipment, the freight car of the 4023 XX. The account should include the amounts payable to the railroad repair maintenance for the other railroad freight car of the account shall be subdivided the following functions: repair maintenance for the freight car of the repair railroad property equipment, the damage, repair billed to other than equipment, the other equipment to 4023 XX. The account includes the amount payable to the other railroad repair with the maintenance for the other railroad of the other equipment. Each of the accounts shall be subdivided the following functions: repair maintenance truck trailers containing the revenue for the floating the equipment, the revenue for the passenger, the other revenue will cover the computer system, word processing equipment, the railroad property equipment, the damage of the shop machinery, locomotive, shop machinery, freight cars, and shop machinery, other equipment, other purchase over the control of the 410000. The account group include amount for the credit of the operating expense for the purchase, the advertising, purchase, printing, outside of the professional service, the legal, accounting, auditing, engineer, consolation, payment, the detour of the train, utility, telephone, postage, subscription, communication, purchase of the electrical power train and locomotive, propulsion, other service purchase for the components of the actual group shall be distributed the following functions accounts of the accordance with 1118. Instructions 118. Alright, other purchase services, the structural running of the 4111 and XX. The account included the amount of the credit of the operating expense for the purchase of the services specified the control of the account 41001000 and count with the subdivided the following function: repair function, maintenance for the roadway, tunnels, subway, the bridges, culvert, the railway, rails over the track material, the ballast, signal, interlocking, highway grade, crossing, dismantling, retired property, road property with equipment and property, other purchase services way with the structure switching 4112 XX. The account included the amount of the credit of the operating expense for the other purchase services specified and controlled outing with the 410000. The account subdivided the following functions: repair maintenance of the roadway tunnels, subways, the bridge, culverts, stab of the railway, other track material, the ballast, and the signal, interlocking, highway grade, crossing, dismantling, retired property. Or other. I'm sorry I haven't, but if you learn the classification system, the two-digit system, you don't really need this. Other purchase server the way of the structure of the 4113 double X include the amount of the term of the credit operating expense of the other purchase that can expense specified in the control account of 410000, the amount of the following function: the administrator, the track bridge of the building, signal communication, other repair, maintenance, the communications, the power system station, office building, shop building, locomotive, shop building, freight, shop building, other locomotive server the facility, miscellaneous building structure, the current oil terminals, the tire on flat car container, flat car on the marine terminal, motor vehicle loading, distribution facility, other specialized services with a specification, service operation, roadway machines, snow removal, the dismantling, retired property, equipment, other damage property, other purchase service equipment, the locomotive 4121 double X. The account is included with the credit operating expense of the other purchase of the equipment, specified control equipment, or 410000. The account shall be subdivided by the following function: the administrative general, the repair, maintenance, the dismantling, retired property, locomotive, the road property, equipment, and damage of the other purchases of the equipment. Rate cards 4122 with the double X. The account is a amount with the charge of the credit of the operation of the expense of the purchase of the specified control. The account 4100. The account subdivided by the following function: the administrator, the general repair, maintenance, dismantling, retired property, freight car of the road property, equipment, and other damage for the other purchase of the equipment. The other equipment 4123 double X include the amount with the charge of the credit of the operating expense of the other purchase of the specified of the control amount 4100. The account subdivided in the following function: the administrator, the general repair, maintenance, dismantling, retired property, truck, trailer, controllers. Good night, Mom. Container today of the revenue ship for the floating with equipment, revenue ship for the passenger of the revenue with equipment, the computer system, and the word processing equipment will work out of the non-revenue equipment, the road property equipment, the damaged shop of the machine, the local shop of the machinery, freight, shop machinery, other equipment, other purchase service, the transportation train 4131 double X. The account will include the amount of the credit, the operating expense for the other purchase services specified of the control of the account 4100 will control the subdivided and following instruction function of the administrative general operating an engine, true train crew, the dispatching train, operating switches, signal, interlocking retarders and humps, operating drawbridge, highway crossing protection, training, inspection, lubrication, clear, wrecking, locomotive fuel, electrical power purchase, produce for the motive power, service the locomotive, other. Oh man, it keeps going. The other purchase server, the transportation yard with the 4132 double X, the out include the amount charged of the credited operating expense, the other purchase services specified the control, the account 4100. The account subdivided the following function: the administrator, the general with the operating of the switch of the interlock with the retard of the humps, the clearing of the wreck with the switch crew, the control operation yard terminal, clerical, locomotive fuel, electrical power, produce of the motive and power service and locomotives, other purchase of the server, the transportation train yard common 4133 double X. They include the amount of the charge of the credit of the operating expense, the other purchase of the server, the specified in crude account 4100, the account is subdivided in the following: operation, the cleaning car interior, the adjusting, transfer, loading of the car loading device and grain doors, other purchase server, the transportation, specialized services 4134, the Agable X, the account includes amounts shown of the credit of the operating expense, the other purchases specified in controlled account 4100, the account subdivided in the following instruction, following functions: administrative, general operation, pick up and deliver the marine line, haul the railway, substitute server, the loading, unloading, local marine protective server, and other purchase server, the transportation administrator, the support 4135 double X account include the balance of the operating expense, the otherwise purchase server, the specified and controlled account 4100, the account with subdivided in the following functions: the operating administrator, the general clerical accounting employees, clerks and accounting employee of the communication system operation, law for damage and claim, the processing and other purchase service general, the administrator, the 4161 double X. The account included the amount of the credit of the operating expense, the other than purchase service, the specified the control account 4100. The account subdivided the following function: administrative, general, accounting, auditing, financing, the management, service, the word processing, marketing, sales, industrial development, personal labor relations, legal, secretarial, public relations, advertising, research development, or other claims and insurance. And we're going to cut the tape.